should make for breakfast today? I think I'm gonna make a Mexican omelet today on Happy Cooking with Yvonne Douglas. Well, I'm so excited to be back, and today I'm gonna make a Mexican omelet. It's something you can make for breakfast. You can even have it for dinner if you'd like, but it's super easy to make, and here are some of the ingredients. First of all, you're going to need some cilantro. I cut up some cilantro, chopped it up, and also added a little white onion to it. This is approximately, maybe less than, probably about 1/8 of a cup actually. Now the ingredients are just for one omelet right now. But you know, just double it if you're gonna make two omelets, so just double all the ingredients. All right. We're gonna add just a little bit of salt. I don't use a lot of salt because a lot of the products already have salt in them, but I'm just gonna add a little pinch of salt. And of course, if you feel like you want it a little bit saltier, you can just add some more salt to it. You're going to need a few jalapenos that are chopped up very small. This is probably about 5 little pickled jalapenos that I cut up, super small. Gonna need some cherry tomatoes right here. And that, I think I used around 3 or 4 cherry tomatoes, and then I cut them into fourths. And then you're gonna need some green onions. Some people call them scallions. You just need just a few, chop it up very small, just a little bit. And then I got some black olives. The black olives are really for garnish. And then I have some pickled jalapenos once again for garnish. You're gonna need some sour cream. This is Pace Picante sauce, mild. I always use mild because if I use anything spicier, my head sweats, so I gotta be really careful. But so I use the mild, and I have no problems with that. You'll need some Mexican style cheese. This Mexican style cheese is shredded. It's Market Pantry, but you can use any type of Mexican cheese you want. And then, this is super important. This spice is called Tajín. It's Clásico seasoning. You're gonna use a few dashes of that. And pepper, love my pepper. And of course, you're gonna need eggs for the omelet. And one thing I wanna show you really quickly is this sauce, and I'll show you a little bit in more detail later on in the video, but this sauce that I made is just basically with Pace Picante sauce and sour cream, super easy. And we'll need a little bit of milk, and of course, a bowl to mix it all in. So these are pretty much the ingredients that we're gonna need for our Mexican omelet. So let's get cooking. Okay, so we're back, and we're going to start making our omelet first. I gotta get a sip of coffee. I'm gonna use 2 extra large eggs for my omelet. Just wanna crack it in there. Now don't forget that 2 eggs is for 1 omelet. Then I want to add my jalapenos that are already cut up very small, super important there. And I'm gonna add my cherry tomatoes, my cilantro, and white onions. Now you just need a little bit of white onion, just a little bit, and then chop it up very small. And I'm gonna add a little bit of my scallions. You don't want to use the whole thing, just throw a little bit in there because the rest of it you want to use for garnish. All right, so that is all in there. I'm gonna add just a little bit of milk. It's probably about less than a tablespoon, and I'm just going to beat it all together. That looks so good. And I love the colors too. Okay, I'm beating that up. This is how my mom used to show me how to beat an egg, just with the fork. You want to make sure everything is mixed really well. And as you can see, that's what it looks like in there. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna add about a tablespoon of butter to a skillet, and then we're gonna start making our omelet. So stay tuned. Okay, so we're back, and before I put the egg mixture in the skillet, I'm gonna put just that pinch of salt. Remember, a lot of these products already have salt in it, so I don't want to put too much salt in there, especially with high blood pressure. All right, and I'm gonna add just some pepper. Just put some pepper in there. And you might be asking, well, when do I put that cheese in there? Well, it's gonna be as soon as this butter melts, and then I'm gonna put the egg mixture in there. And we're going to, I put my fork, here it is. And we're going to cook up that omelet, all right? So my butter is melting in my skillet. Remember, this is about a tablespoon of butter. If you want to put a little bit more butter, you can. And the flame, again, it's right now, it's on high. I'm gonna make that medium high. And you don't want to put on a low skillet when you make an omelet. You gotta put it on medium to high flame. And then I'm going to just pour that in. And my very important ingredient that I mentioned before, Tajín Clásico seasoning. I'm gonna do a couple of dashes, just like 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be in there, and I'm gonna cook this. Let me bring the camera just a little bit further in so you can see how this omelet is exactly made. All right, so I'm gonna put up the flame to, like I said, it's medium high. It's a little bit more towards the high. You don't want to put it too high, but medium high is good. And you also need a spatula. Very important that you have a spatula because you're going to toss or turn your omelet, okay? So you're gonna cook this up. As that is cooking, I'm going to add just a little bit of cheese. I'm also going to use cheese on top, but I'm just going to use a little bit inside the omelet. And just take a little handful and just sprinkle it in there. All right. You want to toss your pan around a little bit. When you see that the sides are getting a little brown, you don't want it too brown, of course, but getting a little brown, that's when you know you can kind of flip. And basically when I flip, I kind of get one side and bring it over. And then I'm gonna flip it again. And if you have any spill out, just a little bit, if you have any spill out, just kind of toss it back in there. I mean, this is all very informal. I am not super fancy. And then I'm gonna lower my flame a little bit. See that? All right. Awesome. Very nice. It's looking very nice. A very fluffy omelet. And this recipe I actually made up myself. And I make omelets a couple of different ways. Sometimes I put in tarragon seasoning with chives. That tastes really good too, and parsley. And I put it on a buttered croissant, and oh my gosh, it's like heaven. But this is the Mexicano omelet. Mexicano. And this tastes really good too. And I'm gonna put up my flame. I'm gonna put my flame up just a little bit. You don't want to put it too low after you lower it. So just like on a medium to low right now, medium to low flame. So you really got to watch that flame when you make an omelet, super important. All right, you don't want to leave it on high, and then you don't want to leave it on too low. So, and there we go. Now I'm going to let that cook just a little bit. And what I'm going to do, I'm gonna check my flame, I think it's okay. I'm gonna add that Mexican style cheese again. I'm going to put it on top. Just lay it on top. Oh wow, look at that. And I'm going to put a cover, I'm gonna cover it so that cheese can melt on top of that omelet, and it's gonna be so good. Oh. So when we come back, we're going to put it all together on a plate. Okay, so we're back, and now we're going to arrange our plate. Let me get my omelet here. Oh, that looks so good. Oh my gosh, look at that. Can you see that? Oh, looks so good. Look at that cheese. Oh, so good. But we're not done yet. Now we're going to add that special sauce. And that special sauce is so easy, guys. It's so easy. All you do, get some sour cream, get some pecani sauce. The pecani sauce already has all those things in there that you need, like the jalapenos and things like that, and the flavoring. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just drizzle it on there. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Drizzle it on there. You could be real fancy if you want. Do something fancy around the plate. Oh, and a little couple of dots here and there. Make it artistic. Food is an art. And I'm gonna add the rest and just put it on top. Oh, that's gonna look and taste. It looks so good, but it's gonna taste fantastic. And then, because I love sour cream, I'm gonna add just a little tiny dollop to the middle. Just like that. And then I'm going to add my, all my garnishes. So my jalapenos, love the jalapeno. I'm going to put a couple of black olives, just toss them on top, just like that. And then get some of those extra scallions. Just lay them on top. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at it. It's a piece of art. So look at that. Let me bring the camera down to it so you can see it exactly. There we go. You see that? Oh, that looks so good. And it tastes fantastic. So thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us today. Mexican style omelet. And you know what? Happy cooking. Next time on Happy Cooking with Yvonne Douglas. Yvonne Douglas will show us how to make the most delicious shrimp scampi. So stay tuned.